Have you ever heard the stories about the end? Yes, exactly about that absolute end, when humanity is drowning into the depth of abyss. I'm sure you heard a lot of this, and I've heard one too. But this one is not about an apocalypse where zombies occupy the streets, neither about the aliens that came from the above, neither is about made-up worlds, but rather about our reality, about people. As predicted, the invention of the nuclear weapons has changed it all. Never before has murder been of this vast scale and this destructive. After the decline of the USSR, the biggest in the world arsenal of weapons was divided between new established countries, Russia, Artania, Ukraine, and other young and ambitious nations. A couple of world leaders understood that such a wide-scale spreading of nuclear weapons among young unstable political regimes can turn into a great catastrophe. Meanwhile, weak democracies were falling under the pressure of authoritarian traditions. New dictators and military junta were coming to power. This is how the project of Budapest Memorandum was born. A treaty about nuclear disarmament of post-Soviet countries. A treaty that was supposed to secure the world from a nuclear catastrophe, to create an effective system of containment and counterbalance. A treaty that was never actually signed. War came earlier. The war that swallowed up the entire world. A lever that looks like a part of some mechanism. Closed from the inside. On the floor near the window, there was a visible fresh trace. What's that? Blood? I've seen a lot of bodies before. Killed during riots, frozen, suicides. But this one was different. He died recently. Military uniform and equipment. A badge. Armed Forces of Artania. Apparently he was shot in the back. The bullet penetrated his bulletproof vest. I've seen a lot of bodies before. Killed during riots, frozen, suicides. But military uniform and equipment. A badge, Armed Forces of Artania. A dog approached its master slowly. It had its own sorrow too. One of the keys from the bunch I'd found passed, and the lock succumbed to it. Apparently the murdered soldier lived here for some time. All I found in a backpack, a half-empty notebook, and a pack of cigarettes. All the systems were ready. I had to pack everything I needed. There was a long road ahead. Well, hello, boy. Are you coming with me? Well, fine. My name is Cole. This message has been left at one of the radio stations of Artania district, not far from Kropotkina village, around 6 years after the war has ended. I have left my shelter about a year ago. Spent all this time searching for evacuation centers of Artania and Hollywood districts. Now I'm heading east, to the entrance on the Horizon Project military tunnels. According to my data, evacuated people were gathered in those well-protected defense facilities. If I could just find the survivors, try to move on with my life. If you hear this, please be aware that you are not alone. Soon from the other side of the barricade come this little trolley. Meanwhile, Berta is running vigorously around me. She is frank with her happiness from coming back home. Then there was a lot of new acquaintances and conversations, but they were no longer about past. There were about 100 men in the camp I came into. As I later realized, it was called Horizon 2. At least half of those 100 were soldiers. They don't tell me about other camps. They still don't trust me. Nevertheless, I'm happy that I'm here. I have reached my goal. And now I know for sure the war is not over. Something is happening. Something important. I will be ready. We will be ready. I've seen a lot of bodies before, killed during riot, military uniform and equipment. I've seen a lot of bodies before, killed during riots, frozen. The dog suddenly jerks forward and knocks you down with a rapid, strong jump. You are trying to repulse at least a little bit, but its jaws clank right in front of your throat. In a second, the dog is sinking its teeth in your flesh with an angry roar. Soft tissues of the neck make almost no resistance, and the beast's teeth become red with blood. You cannot withstand it any longer. Very soon the pain fades away, and the last drops of life leave your mutilated body. I've seen a lot of bodies before, killed during riots, military uniform and equipment, a badge. I've seen a lot of bodies before. I fired the gun and shot took another life with a rumble. I didn't have a choice. Your words are interrupted by the sound of a gunshot. Paralyzing chills spread from your stomach to the entire body. You fall down on the dry grass, gasping for at least one more breath. I'm not guilty, your thoughts scream. But very soon these cries die down. Access denied. Insufficient user access level. The exceeding of official authority has been detected. All doors are locked. Please wait for the member of the security to clarify the circumstances.
How do I?
The hours gradually merge into days. At least you have enough food. That gives you time and hope. There must be a way out. You have checked every corner of the room. Everything is solid still. On the third day, the generator went off, and the bunker sunk into darkness once again. Every day you become more and more anxious until it grows into panic. But very soon the panic gives place to obedience. The end was waiting for you. A long and horrible end. You grab the food greedily because you can't even remember when was the last time you've eaten to satiety. The taste of the hot food makes you forget about everything else in the entire world. You continue eating even though you know you are quite full. Suddenly, you feel like the food's taste is slowly fading away. You continue chewing, feeling the weird crunch on your teeth. You look down in your hand, and instead of delicious food, you see just a few rocks and some sand. Outburst of cough takes your breath away, and you fall down to the ground. There's a teeny stream of blood trickling down from your lips, drop by drop. You almost black out from the sudden pain. Your thoughts are lost in the horror of the events that have just happened. But very soon those thoughts come to a quiet resignation, along with the realization of the inevitable.